Good evening, everyone. Blitzball Champ is back with a brand new video here on the U to the Tube. See what I did there? Um, Tonight, I want to talk about quarterbacks. We got us a situation here in Carolina where a lot of discussion has been going on as far as going forward. Who should our guy be? Should we look to the draft? Should we try to bust out some crazy out of nowhere trade, get a quarterback? Can Teddy Bridgewater bounce back? I really want to go into this with as much of an open mind as possible, but I really am looking forward to really hearing feedback because I do believe that this upcoming draft is going to be very deep, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. And quarterback seems like a high priority for Carolina, considering how things went with Teddy Bridgewater. But let's let's dive into this. Let's really spend some time and let's dive into this. And you know what? Let's start out with our current guy, Teddy Bridgewater. Let's start out with him. Why not? Let's just start out with the man himself. So of course, Panthers finished with a record of 11-5. Teddy Bridgewater's final stats, which I'll just address the main ones. Uh, Finished with a total of 3,733 passing yards, 15 passing touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and finished with a QBR of 64.1. Now, Teddy Bridgewater finished one passing touchdown more than his season high of passing, his original season high for passing touchdowns, which was 14. Um, I mean, so somebody that came in, we let Cam go. In comes Teddy Bridgewater, the coach under Matt Rule, and Joe Brady is offense coordinator. Familiar faces, especially between Joe Brady and Teddy Bridgewater. Now, I know I've been keeping up, I've been paying attention throughout the season. You know, a lot of people flat out don't like Teddy Bridgewater. And I can understand, totally understand. I tried defending him up to maybe the Vikings game or the Broncos game. I tried my best and I failed miserably. Teddy Bridgewater had me looking like a clown, had me looking like a fool. And I have no shame in admitting that. So, but I do feel that most likely Carolina will still have Teddy Bridgewater next season. Um, with this rebuilding time and being that, we have 7 offensive linemen that are to be free agents. I mean, does strengthening the offensive line and maybe a returning healthy Christian McCaffrey perhaps contribute to Teddy Bridgewater having a better year? Joe Brady got the rookie year of offensive coordinator out of the way. With this second year, with the sophomore year, be better for this relationship? I don't know. And when I say I don't know, I mean I don't know if a lot of people would be on board with taking that risk. Because if I thought the Cam bashing was bad, the Bridgewater bashing would probably tops it. But Exhibit A, Teddy Bridgewater. Okay. Exhibit B. And I know this probably does not seem like a logical option, but I have to point this out because there was so much hype behind it. And that's PJ Walker. Let's be real. Let's be honest, y'all. Some of y'all out there was hyped up about PJ Walker after that Lions game. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to admit that. It's okay. Like I said previously, one game was not enough. In my honest opinion, one game was not enough to make that call for PJ Walker. I would have liked to have seen more, and sure enough, we did see more. Saw a little bit more. Saw a little bit more. But from what he's played, the few games he's played, 368 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, 5 interceptions, QBR of 12.6. And this was a Temple guy. Somebody Matt Rule is very familiar with. Played in the XFL, I believe for the Texas Roughnecks, if I remember. And I believe they were undefeated, and he was the starter, and they were undefeated. I don't dislike the guy. But I knew right then and there it was way too early to consider him as the future or somebody that could surpass Teddy Bridgewater. It was way too early. I give him the credit on his deep ball. I give him that. But honestly, that's pretty much it. I mean, at the end of the day, in that Lions game, he came in and he did his job. I'm not going to say he was excellent, but he came in and did his job. So, yeah. Just, I don't dislike the guy, but he ain't ready. He's far from ready. Far from ready. Do I believe he has the potential to become a solid backup? Yeah. Over time, yeah. I don't see why not. But is he the future? No. Long ways from it. But hey, he's 25. He's got time. So, yeah. PJ Walker, Exhibit B. Exhibit C. Somebody who's been in the discussion for quite a bit, especially with some of the things that he has kind of dealt with most recently. Good old Dwayne Haskins Jr., who was let go by the Washington football team. Oh, man. One of those deadly Ohio State quarterbacks. Now, I will go ahead and get this out the way. He is 1-1 against the Carolina Panthers. they did beat us last year. Dwayne Haskins was the quarterback. I just want to go ahead and get that out of the way in case anybody forgot, but that is a fact. Dwayne Haskins Jr., 2,804 passing yards. This is career numbers, apparently, that they have on ESPN. Let me see if I can. Can't I narrow it down? Oh, here we go. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Okay. Oh, okay, I found it. So, 1,439 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Trying to find where is his QBR. I see a rating of 73. Well, that's passer rating, but they don't have his QBR on here. But anyways, those were his stats for the year. I mean, he's only started 6 games. He's played 7 games this season, and he started 6. But Dwayne Haskins Jr. was let go by Washington and was kind of in the discussion as a potential. And honestly, would y'all take a chance on him? I personally wouldn't. But I do hope that he does some way, somehow bounce back with a new team. You know, a lot of people are saying he doesn't deserve to be in the NFL or needs to be kicked out. No, that's way too harsh. Because there are plenty of players that have gotten opportunities, you know, to redeem themselves that have done equally or worse than what Dwayne Haskins did. It's like dang, Vontaze Burfict and Josh Gordon can get second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance, but Dwayne Haskins can't get a second chance. Yeah, I disagree with that. I highly disagree with that. I feel like he may have potential to be a strong backup as well. But, as they say, you know, it's Ohio State quarterback in the NFL is kind of a curse. That's what they say. So, take that for what you will. But, yeah. That's Exhibit C, Dwayne Haskins Jr. Exhibit D, which apparently a lot of folks have been kind of talking about today as, you know, something kind of came up today that was really interesting. But Exhibit D, Deshaun Watson. And, oh man. I have to say, for a Houston Texans team that finished 4-12, this man put up some killer stats this season. 4,823 yards passing, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a QBR of 71.0. I mean, almost 5,000 yards, only 7 picks, 33 passing touchdowns, just passing touchdowns. Like, even on a 4-12 team, that's actually still pretty dang on good. And he had 444 rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. I mean, his passer rating was 112.4. So, I mean, Deshaun Watson in Carolina would be phenomenal if you ask me. I think if you ask anybody, they would feel the same. But apparently, the deal with Deshaun Watson is apparently he has an issue with the hiring process that's been going on in the Texans. And, it may warrant the idea of maybe him wanting out of Houston. Which, I mean, like I said, they just hired Nick Cesario, I don't know if I said that right, to be their new GM. And, they're also looking for a new coach as well. So, like I said, it sounds like with that up in the air and with how Deshaun Watson feels, does he perhaps want out of Houston? Is he that angry to want out? Because we also have to remember the dude just recently got a big contract extension. So, I mean, regardless, he gonna get paid. And if there's any chance that Carolina gets him, it's gonna take a lot to get him. Even if he were to up and request a trade, he's not gonna be cheap. Gonna have to really bring the house and the big money, plus potential players, potential draft picks for a Deshaun Watson, who's still a young guy, only 25 years old, still young, still has a lot of football in him, a lot of football. And on paper, having this guy as our quarterback with the weapons Carolina has and a fresh returning Christian McCaffrey would be quite, I think on paper, our offense boosts immediately. I think the only thing that would be in question is, can you build an offensive line to protect him? But I really don't know what it would take to get a Deshaun Watson, but I'm going to tell you right now, if it involves giving up Christian McCaffrey, don't do it. Don't do it. For the record, if any sort of option to get any of these quarterbacks involves getting rid of Christian McCaffrey, I highly disagree. Highly disagree. I think it's a bad idea. I'm sorry. I'll get into my point in a little while about why I feel that way. But let's keep going. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, Exhibit D. Should the Panthers try to pursue him? I will say this. On paper, and I think the reality of it would definitely be a quarterback I think everybody would be pleased. The Panther fans would be pleased to have, especially over a Teddy Bridgewater. All right. Next, Exhibit E, which I'm only mentioning this man because of the fact some people have kind of mentioned the idea of him. But that would be Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Now, here's the thing with Dak Prescott. Dude wants to get paid. Dude wants to really get paid. He wants that big deal. And honestly, I understand. I understand. You know, I totally understand. Of course, you know, he was taken out, really, really bad injury this season. Only played 5 games. And it's really unfortunate. But in the 5 games he's played this season, he's thrown for 1,856 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, passer rating of 99.6. I mean, you want to look at his numbers from last season where he played a full season. 4,902 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, passer rating of 99.7. So, I mean, the guy puts up good numbers. I mean, I gotta give him credit. He puts up pretty dang on good numbers. Total career stats: 17,634 passing yards, 106 passing touchdowns, 40 interceptions. So, and the dude has 24 rushing touchdowns to this date. Here's the thing, though. Do y'all believe Dak Prescott can bounce back from this injury and be his usual self or better? I mean, it's definitely not impossible, but it was definitely heartbreaking when he got injured and missed the rest of the season. But I feel like if he's not going to get that deal in Dallas, he's probably going to want out. So, would y'all take a chance on Dak Prescott? I mean, he's coming back from an ankle fracture slash dislocation. So, I'll say this. What would y'all be willing to give up for Dak Prescott? Because I'm going to tell you right now, for those that would want Dak Prescott and would be willing to give up Christian McCaffrey for him, I'm sorry, but I kind of have to call you out on this as being a hypocrite. I say that because you would be willing to take a chance on Dak Prescott, who's coming off of a season-ending injury, but yet you would be willing to give up Christian McCaffrey And like I said, the only reason that this is even mentioned in the first place was because he was hurt this year. That's the only reason this is even being mentioned. And you know it. All of you know it. But yet, for those that would be willing to take a chance on getting a Dak Prescott, if you're willing to let go of Christian McCaffrey to get him, honestly, that's messed up. You'd be willing to trade him? Somebody that hit 1,000 and 1,000 last season, who's been very productive since coming to this team. I mean, last season he was pretty much the Barry Sanders of the team. Let's keep it real. So, honestly, that's how I feel. Like if you're willing to trade C-Mac to help get a Dak Prescott, something's wrong with that picture. Something is very wrong with that picture. But Dak Prescott, what do y'all think? Should y'all take a chance on him? Should y'all try to maybe go get him? Okay, next up, it's another person. Carson Wentz. So, we know that it's been said Carson Wentz does not want to be a backup. He does not want to be a backup. Now, here's my thing with Carson Wentz. At one point, especially the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, at one point, I strongly felt that Carson Wentz was a good quarterback when he was healthy. I felt that he did pretty well when he was healthy. But after he started getting hurt and becoming injury prone, he really just hasn't been the same. He hasn't been the same. Looking at this season, he finished with 2,620 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, a QBR of 49.7. And the thing is, in previous years, in previous seasons, he's actually had pretty dang on good numbers. I mean, in 2019, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, through 2017 up to 2019, each of those years he's only thrown 7 interceptions. You know, struggled some that first year, had similar stats with 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. But 2017 through 2019, the dude was actually doing pretty dang on well to where his passer rating was in the hundreds. And he took care of the ball pretty dang on well. So, I mean, I think when he's healthy, Carson Wentz is a pretty good quarterback when he's healthy. But I think injuries have really affected on his decline. And it's at the point where, you know, there's some, I don't know, I just feel like it's possible that maybe Jalen Hurts might have taken Carson Wentz's job. I don't know. But if that's the case, who knows? Maybe Carson Wentz's career with the Philadelphia Eagles may be coming to an end. Maybe coming to an end. But I don't know, y'all. Would you be willing to take a chance on Carson Wentz? Do you think that he could go back to being healthy? And can he bring back that same production when he was healthy? Because even though Nick Foles was the quarterback that played in the Super Bowl when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Carson Wentz was a big part of that regular season run up till he got hurt. Let's keep that in mind. And not to mention, he's also young. I mean, he's inching closer to that 30. He's 28 right now, but he's slowly inching closer to that 30. But I don't know. Think about Carson Wentz. Maybe he could potentially do better elsewhere, but keep that one in mind. Keep that one in mind. And then the last guy that I'm gonna talk about, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a second part to this video focusing on quarterbacks in the draft. The last guy, this was also a name that was mentioned. Sam Darnold from the Jets. Because right now it seems like, with the Jets having the number 2 pick secured in the upcoming draft, they could easily go quarterback. And that might be it. That might either be it for Sam Darnold on the team, or he may just get bumped to a backup. Remains to be seen. But means coming from a team that has struggled greatly. And I mean, let's get into his stats. This season, 2,208 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a QBR of 40.7. Yeah, I mean, his best season, stat-wise, was 2019, where he had 3,024 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, at a passer rating of 84.3. I mean, like I said, 2019 was his best year, especially touchdown wise, rating wise, completion percentage wise. I mean, young guy coming out of USC. He's only 23 years old, so I mean, at least we could say that he's had more passing touchdowns in the season than Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, there's that, I guess. And he tied for the same number of interceptions this season. He's younger than Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, I can't do that with a straight face. But I mean, I don't know. Sam Darnold in Carolina, fresh start, young guy. This would be his 4th year in the league. I mean, what do y'all think about Sam Darnold? That's really all I can say. But they haven't made up their mind yet But maybe, with the idea of them possibly trading draft picks, position, or whatnot. I mean, they're already going to be looking for a new coach, but if they do draft a quarterback, I mean, is that it for Sam Darnold? I mean, one has to imagine he's going to have some serious competition. So yeah, but yeah, y'all. What do y'all think of those quarterbacks that I named? Who would you bank on if it came to taking a current quarterback out of that list? Teddy Bridgewater, PJ Walker, Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, Dwayne Haskins Jr., Sam Darnold. I don't know. What do y'all think? And if there's any other quarterbacks, current quarterback in the league, I'll address the draft QBs in the second video. But who would y'all take a chance on getting for the next season? Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for watching. This is Blitzball Champ signing off. See you soon.